All right. Hey, hey, hey. Um, it's Adrienne Une, and I can't even believe that I'm doing this. Mm, mm, mm. So I have started this little self-challenge thing because even though I get to be on TV sometimes, but actually a lot, I don't watch TV. I don't watch TV. I don't have time because I'm always at work. I'm always at set. But look, last year during the quarantine, girlfriend of mine named Cheryl. Uh, I'll, you have to check her out. I'll put her links in the description box. She actually is a YouTuber. I'm not, but I gave myself this challenge. Why? Because she got me hooked on Married at First Sight. I mean, we were home, couldn't go anywhere. When you went, had to have the mask and the gloves and everything. So I think it was, I guess it was season 11 with Woody, Amani, and Karen and Miles, and with my other lovely couple that I love. Anyway, the Quirky couple. I love Quirky because I'm kind of quirky, but I watched the rest of that and I was like, girl, I can't. It's too stressful for me. It's too heart wrenching for me watching these couples go through all this stuff, and especially since I tried to get on the show back, I think like 2000. I would have to say like 2012. I saw like an episode or two of it. I was like, oh wow, I believe in this. I'm willing to be matched, and I put in my little application. Well, they denied me. Well, I don't know that they denied me. I guess they denied me. I never heard from them. So I forgot about it. Never watched the show, and last year got hooked on it. So I said I wasn't gonna watch this upcoming season. Well, as you know, I'm watching this upcoming season. I'm a junkie. So between her and then my another buddy of mine, a musical theater playwright, he's got me, binging every blue moon. I binge all these other shows, maybe like an episode or two, if I can, at a time. What is it? Love After Lockup, Marrying Millions or Marrying Billions, whatever the case is. And of course, now this new show has come up called Unmatchables. I don't know what I just watched. Y'all, this this is crazy. I took me some notes. I can't believe now. Just now it was on, and it looks like it's another hour. I can't take another hour. I've been watching TV all night. This is way out of my comfort zone. I watched Unfiltered. I went from that to this week's episode of Married at First Sight, and then whatever this was for the first episode. Look, it was too much for me, but I got some notes. Maybe you can help me out, because what I don't understand for the life of me is I guess I was in that number of 75,000 or 80,000. It seems like there's two numbers floating around on the internet about how many people have submitted to Married at First Sight. Well, whatever it is, 75,000 or 80K. I'm in that. So I got left out. And I guess after watching this first episode of Unmatchables, I just got to thank God up in heaven that I was not cast for this. Because this is some crazy nonsense I just watched. Look here, let me see. I took some notes. Xavier's and Ashley. So he's a funeral apprentice. He said his degree is in education, but after being in the field, he realized he wasn't cut out for live folk, that he was better with the dead folk. All right, okay. So everybody has to get their little groove. Everybody has to figure out where they're going to be at. I get it. So he's a funeral apprentice. Very picky. Now, he's a sharp brother, I got to tell you. He was well put together. Now his hair needed a haircut. I was looking at his hair going, well, you have all this to say about the women need to smell this kind of way, and they got to look this kind of way, and all this got to be this kind of way, and that way, and this way, and not that way. But your head is scruffy. So I just thought, well, maybe we're just catching him at a time when they're, in between haircuts. And lo and behold, haircut day came. Pastor Cal came. Did Pastor Cal driving a Porsche? Did y'all see that? Pastor Cal was driving very swiftly, I might add. He was driving a Porsche. And, production is so shady. They added the screech, screech, unless Pastor Cal really was making a screech, screech, like for real. But I thought that was wild because they know we were not expecting to see no Pastor Cal pull up and pull off and drive fast, hitting those curbs in a Porsche. So anyway, I'm gonna have to play it back again just to see that again. So he pulls up, does the date, the get ready for the date piece, and blindfolds him and all that. So I thought that was a pretty good exercise, getting Xavier's out of his comfort zone, because it was clear that he was definitely controlled by his routine. And I know some people like that. That if it's not just now, I'm a pretty routinized and organized person. I am that, but I'm not controlled by the routine. This brother, he said he spends 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes in the mirror in the morning. He has to wash his face, does the moisturizer, does the this and that. He had more products on his bathroom sink than I have for my hair and my face and my nails. But okay, so metrosexual, I can get with that. So long as it doesn't make it late. Well, I guess it wouldn't make him late. I guess he has it down pat because he doesn't like tardiness. So I guess he knows if he needs 20 to 30 minutes ahead of time to get ready, he starts well enough on time. He's got it down pat. Why? Because he's controlled by the routine. One moment. Gotta drink water, y'all, so your organs can work right and you can number two well often. So, getting back to my notes, what do we have here? Picky, sharp. Now he was funny. I gotta give it to him. He was a cute little chocolate drop. Cute little chocolate drop. Funny, neat, seemed clean. I was worried for a minute because I didn't know if he was going to be so neat and so clean that his unmatchable status was going to cause a fail in this episode. But as we see, he hung in there. But small. What did I write? Small. Oh, he said he does not like voluptuous women. Now he was trying to be nice. He said he didn't like voluptuous women. So I didn't know if he meant he liked them a size 4, size 6, or if he stopped at a 12. Because if some people, voluptuous could be a 10. Some guys, like them so small that a size 8 is voluptuous, size 12 is voluptuous. So I wasn't quite sure if he meant 16, 18. Because actually, I think size 12 is that still the standard size, the average size of the average woman in America? I don't know. At least that's what it was, at some point. Lord help me, it's late. And I don't watch TV for hours. Oh God. So I was a little nervous about that because they were showing this other child named Ashley. I said, well, she look a little voluptuous to me. I hope this goes well. But then, I thought, well, maybe it's going to be like a third and a fourth person. And I saw that it really was just about these two. Now, they did homeboy wrong with that massage, because I was wondering, the poor child that gave the massage, was she in on it? Because if she wasn't in on it, I'm wondering, did she feel some kind of way when Xavier's whole face cracked after having a wonderful conversation? When his face cracked in front of her and it was just awkward moment, awkward silence? God, I hope that she was in on that. So anyway, let's go ahead and talk about Ashley. Codependent best friends. Been living with her two best friends for 11 years. She's a bit sexually uptight, as in seems fearful of developing intimacy. Look here. Roommates replace her intimacy. Yes, that was very obvious. I know some people like that over the course of my life. I've known different people that replace intimacy with work, with their children, and I get it, saving oneself for marriage. I totally get it. I totally, understand about not wanting to create soul ties, wanting to be mindful of how you share your non-sexual and sexual self with somebody. I totally, totally get it. But that doesn't mean we got to live a life void of intimacy, because then we become weird people. We don't know how to relate to folks, and then it becomes so long since you've been in intimate space with someone. Something as simple as what we saw, dancing. That's intimate. Laughing, right in this close proximity, face to face. That's intimate. Sharing jokes and, just the touch here or there. That's intimacy. We need the intimacy, because then at least it rounds us out a bit. It keeps us from becoming stiff and stuffy people. What was funny to me is this was another scenario of I'm saving myself, yet I'm saving myself, yet I think a couple of cuss words dropped out. I think there was a couple of little things that kind of were a little contradictory to me. Maybe I just misunderstood something, but I totally get wanting to make sure that your person, your number one, is the one that you're going to say yes to. But all these marriages falling apart, sometimes I wonder, like, oh Lord, save ourselves for the right one. And he presents like he's the right one, and then you get with him and realize you waited 30, 40 years, and he ended up to be a complete jerk, I almost said ass, but I didn't. So that was my concern with her, wondering if this was going to work with her, because I would hate to see her as another sweet Christian girl that ends up living her whole life void of intimacy. But it worked out. What did you think about that? What do you think about the trick that they gave Ashley with Pastor Cal showing up to surprise her because they knew that she was going to be bringing her roommate? Busted. I thought that was very wise of them, and that kind of showed their ability to lead into their expertise, because I guess they saw enough to know that there was no way in the world Ashley was going to show up without her girl. So that little test with tying them up at the ankles, and then the date, the dude, he was in on it. The fake date, he was in on it. So I thought that was a very ingenious exercise for them to do, and that she was able to learn to come out of that, to do something different, to not be so dependent on her roommate. Just like Xavier realized that even though he wasn't pleased with the girl, he didn't like her. Look, he didn't like her at all. He didn't like her. But it did help him to see how he was being a little surface, how he was being a little shallow, and it did open him up. So thank God for that. Now, the kiss with the little thing, what was all the noise about? I didn't, was that production making the noise, or was that the child going with the thing? Either way, that was hilarious, and I'm glad that she took it in stride, and that she did practice a little bit. But my God, when she got to the place, first off, was she late? I know the clock said 6:02. Was she supposed to be there at 6:02? Or was she supposed to be there at 6:30? Because, they could have told him 6 and could have had her trying to get there for 6:30. So that when he said, you're late, and why did he have to say it like that? You're late. Because the way these things go, it just makes sense to me that it should have been obvious. It should have been obvious to him that because he's such a punctual person, that they were going to have a mishap with the timing. But anyway, he thinks it not robbery to tell a woman. I think he might have said hi, and after hi, 2 beats after that, you're late. Okay, she was like, really? So that's what made me think that she might not have realized that there was a difference in the time that she was told and that what he was told. But the conversation was really good. Um, but but she passed gas. She passed gas during the date. Who does that? And now this is what I don't understand. If you're sitting down, y'all help me. If you're sitting down, how am I hearing your fart? How am I hearing? How am I hearing it? You're sitting down. I don't understand that. But obviously it must have been her really passing gas because he heard it. He heard it. She acknowledged it and she said, that's just me. But how come Pastor Cal and Viviana did not I got sounds going everywhere. My phone is dinging, my computer's dinging. Please forgive me. But how did they not realize until some time into this whole thing that they were pairing someone who has smell sensitivity with somebody who doesn't mind passing a little gas just because it's normal? I get that it's normal, but everybody doesn't want to have to. And listen, I eat real clean. I'm a clean eater. I drink lots of water, lots of high alkaline water. And my poop, and you know, in my family we call them spunks. So my poop and spunks, they're not bad, but I can't imagine just letting it loose just because. How does that work? People don't want it. Okay, so you saw the gasping looks on both Pastor Cal and Dr. Viviana's face when the fart let out. I got to give it to Xavier though. He held a straight face. I mean, he was taken aback, but he didn't hold it. He didn't hold the fart against her. That's my man. He did not hold that fart against her. That showed that he was willing to do the work to become dateable, because homeboy thought he was getting married until he realized the man said, I think it was Pastor Cal told him, you're not dateable. He thought they were coming to tell him that that they found him a match. I think she thought the same thing too. So I got to give it to him. He was trying to come out of his comfort zone. Yeah. He didn't hold it against her. But when they got on the floor, she said something about he didn't come to her shoulders, or she made some statement about height. So do you think that she told him that she likes tall men and they paired her with a shorter guy? Or I wouldn't put it past them to do that. Oh, Jesus, Lord help me, God. I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning and I'm on this doggone video talking about a TV show. I can't even believe that I talked myself into doing this. So I'm gonna go ahead and get off this real soon so I can go to sleep. But so yeah, so she did good by still maintaining conversation with him, even though he wasn't her height preference. I get the height thing because I like a tall man myself. But you know, I've been known to date some shorter men if they were kind, if they were nice, if they treated me well, if I felt safe with them. You know, obviously it didn't work out with them because we ain't together. I'm sitting here on my bed about to lay back on these fabulous pillows of mine. But you know, there is a thing to say about one's preference, but there also is a thing to say about seeing into the person, giving the person an opportunity to present their best selves, so that you can hopefully be pleasantly surprised. So I was really happy that they were vibing, that they had a good date. I loved the conversation about abstaining. I loved that he was receptive to it, that he did not crack on her. Because, you know, people that's not down with that, they got something funny to say about that. They always have a way of diminishing it, so it seems. But so I'm glad that Brother Man did not do that to her. I was like, yes. I actually caught myself doing like this during the date, watching them, seeing them on the floor, and her coming coming out of her comfort zone to be vulnerable, to be able, because he was comfortable in his skin, because he the Mac Daddy. As far as he knows, he's smooth, suave, and debonair. Now, he had a lot to say about what he wants in a woman, but I thought it was odd. I found it interesting that he had all this to say about what he wants. She got to be this, this, that, and all these other things, but his teeth were crooked. Now, I got a thing about the mouth. I have a thing about teeth. That's me. Everybody doesn't have that. I get it. I want you to not have bad breath. I want you to be neat. I want you to be clean. I want your hair to be neat. I want you. I don't want us to be competing to see who's going to be in the mirror more than the other. But the things that I want are the things that I offer. So if I say that I want you nice, neat, and clean, I'm nice, neat, and clean. If I say I want you health conscious, I am health conscious. If I say that I want, your teeth in your mouth to look a certain kind of way, well, hey, I got it coming for you. You know what I mean? So I thought that was interesting. Well, now wait, he didn't say he had a tooth thing. So maybe what I'm saying is a bit unfair. He didn't say he had a mouth thing. He did mention about the breath. So that's close enough. I'm going to go with that. So since he had the nerve, to mention about the breath coming from the mouth, I'm going to lump the teeth in there too. So if you're going to talk about the mouth, then that means your mouth got to be on point too. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And fortunately for him, she didn't seem to have a problem with he had something. I don't know if it was on this side or this side, because in the video things kind of reverse. But anyway, I thought that was odd for him to have all these stipulations and his teeth missed a brace or two at some point in life. But so now, Lord, the roommate, before they even got on the floor dancing, why was the roommate calling her? That's a problem. I got people in my life that that I've realized are truly good friends, and I love them, but we know not to be blowing each other's phones up. We know how to do the date thing where you're not too far away in case trouble arises, but you're going to blow up my phone? My God, this was a date set up by the Married at First Sight franchise. Surely she was going to be safe. Why was the friend calling? It's a sickness. Why? She wasn't out with some strange person. She was out with somebody that Pastor Cal and Dr. Viviana and all of them set her up with. Oh, Lord. So anyway, I don't know how this is supposed to go, if they're supposed to meet up again, but I hope that watching the playback that the friend was able to see, to maybe kind of do it a little differently. Or maybe the phone's supposed to be on silent. I don't know. But she said, Ashley said, Pastor Cal's not going to come back looking at this. After he told me what not to do, and then I answered this phone. So that was good, girl. That was good. You were listening. Both of y'all did good tonight, you and Xavier's. Let me see. Okay, so either You're Late, the Pastor Cal. I got to make sure I got all my notes here. Yeah, okay, so I can get with the Quirky. They both got the Quirky thing, I think that's a little fun, if you straight lace and vanilla, what that means. A relationship won't be straight lace and vanilla. You got to have some quirkiness somewhere, so that you can have something, to play off of. I mean, one of my quirky things is I'm light and lively, I'm fun, and I'll goof off. I work now. I'm a workaholic. I would sit to the computer if I'm off from work. I would sit here, for 8-10 hours and realize it's 3 in the afternoon and I haven't uttered a word because I've been sitting here working on some of these projects. So that could be considered a bit quirky. Or my obsession with drinking water. Right, my obsession with water, my obsession with drinking my tea. I don't really like this tea. But I drink it because it keeps my bowels moving. It purifies my whole system. I like to know that I'm not keeping foolishness in me for too long. You know what I mean? So everybody has that little thing, but how do we deliver with people? On a date, I would never pull out my tea and tell, the guy that I'm trying to get to know, the guy that thought it not robbery, to go out with me. I would never think to say, hey, hold on while well, wait, I'm lying because I just did that. I was on a date a couple of weeks ago. Jesus. Oh, well, you know what? That's different, though, because the guy asked me. He asked me about, we've been talking for a couple of months now, just, just cultivating a friendship. And so the guy, he would see me, sometimes we do video calls, and he sees me drink my little tea, so he asked me about it. I told him what it was. And I guess he realized he was a little constipated a couple of weeks later, and so he was comfortable enough to ask me about my tea. He asked me about the tea that, that I get. And so he couldn't find it at the store. So I told him, don't worry about it. I know where some is here. So I got the tea and shipped it to him, and his bowels moving just as nice. But that's not something I'm going to lead with the Married at First Sight. People come to my house. I'm just going to say that I'm health conscious. I don't want to mess around and make myself unmatchable. So I guess even though I didn't get picked for Married at First Sight, I didn't make the unmatchable cut. Woo! But here I am on the YouTube talking about unmatchable. Anyway, so yeah, you got to have some quirkiness. You got to have some ability to make room for intimacy in your life. Got to be able to talk to the people. Got to be able to dance with the people. Got to be able to crack a joke. Got to be able to not be squeamish, when you can tell he's looking at you. I need to know that he's into women. I need to know, because I'm a heterosexual, cisgender woman. I hope I said that right. So I need to know that the man is into women. So I'm not going to, I'm a good girl of faith, but I'm not squeamish when he's looking at me. He's supposed to look at me. So I was very happy to see that Ashley was able to kind of open up a bit. So let's see what happens, with this next week. Do they get to go out again with each other? Or is that it? That we see? And how many episodes is this? All right. Well, anyway, those are my notes. I don't think I have any more. Oh, yes, I do, Johnny. Guess. Oh, they kissed. Ashley and Xavier. I was over here like this. I was nervous. I got all shook myself. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. She get ready to have her first kiss in 11 years on national doggone TV. And it's COVID. So I guess she trusted that the test. Now for me and my work, we're getting tested 3 to 6 times a week. It depends on how many shows in the week that we're on. So I imagine for this with Married at First Sight, they got tested the minimum 3 times a week. And so I guess she felt comfortable. She put her lips on it. It was a little noisy, I think, but I was happy for it. And did you see the note at the end when it was going off that Xavier said that her kiss gave him goosebumps? Kiss gave him goosebumps. Shoot, I got goosebumps looking at it, I was like, man, this is fabulous. So anyway, those are my little notes. That's just my little thought on all of this. It's late. What time is it? It's 11:34. I'm actually not going to go to bed. I got to get off this thing and get me some work done on this computer, so that maybe about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning I can find myself laid out on this bed. I wish y'all could see this bed. I got an iPad over there. I got the laptop right here. I got bottles of water right there. But that's because I'm single. I can have my notebooks and jaw exerciser and all the pillows in the bed, because it's just me by myself. So I would turn the camera around and let you see, but we're not going to do that. So anyway, that's it for me. Giving a review on Unmatchables. Married at First Sight. I don't know that I'm gonna watch the next episode. It ain't that interesting to me. I mean, this was good. I mean, only because I was gonna do the review did I stick it out. But who knows? Okay, maybe I'll give it a second shot and see. I gotta get this lighting right, because I see that shadow over there. Like, oh no, see, it's over there from me, right? I see that. Wait. There it is. Yeah, that shadow right there. So I'm, at work, we had lighting people. I got a ring light here, I got a light over there, I need to call my independent film making buddies and have them tell me what to do about this lighting. But so anyway, that's it for me. Drink your water. Lots. Find out how much you need based on your body weight. And get that in your system on a daily basis. A hydrated body, especially if it's with high alkaline water, makes way for a healthier body. All right, y'all. I love you. Gotta go. I don't know if we're gonna do this again, but where is the stop button? All right. Bye.